Hello, everyone. What a beautiful night. So now let's start. Out of sight does not mean out of relevance. In this era of global connectivity, what happens in Eritrea, a nation at the heart of the Horn of Africa, is not a regional affair, but a mirror of our shared humanity. The world is not whole if we remove one country or another from geopolitical radar. Trust me, I come from Belarus. And yet, how does an entire nation slip from view? How can be the longest held incommunicado journalist on earth, Seyoum, Tsehaye, remain unheard for more than 20 years? And the world still silent. When a regime silences a journalist, that silence echoes like a shot in the darkness. A dictator disappears, a man believing he can also erase the voice of the nation. But a girl was listening. Vanessa Tsehaye was only 5 when her uncle was taken. She became his voice. She took up his fight and the fight of Eritrea, making his voice heard again, louder and clearer than ever. Young, digital, fearless, she transformed the noise of world and indifference of the world into a platform for truth. In her generation, the struggle for freedom demands the double courage. I know that. I have a daughter. My daughter Daniela, first arrested at night, who testified UK Parliament when she was 11 and smuggled out of Belarus. Young people like her and Vanessa remind us that bravery doesn't have the age. Tonight, the voice of Seyoum Tsehaye is heard because Vanessa carries it across the world. She shows us the freedom of one small nation matters to the conscience of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the voice of Eritrea, Vanessa Tsehaye, on stage.
Thank you, Natalia, for this very kind introduction, and to the Magnitsky Foundation for this great honor. Let's see if this works. I was born in Sweden with parents from Eritrea, and in 2001, when I was 5 years old, my mother told me that her brother had been imprisoned back home, even though he was a journalist who had done nothing wrong. The older I got, the more frustrated I became by the lack of attention my uncle and our country was getting. In Eritrea, you cannot speak out without risking your life. But I was living very, very far away from that censorship and felt like I had a responsibility to get involved. When I was 16 years old, I started the organization One Day Seyoum, named after my dear uncle, Seyoum Tsehaye, with a mission to continue his work. After I finished high school, I became a human rights lawyer and a documentary filmmaker, and used whatever tools I had at my disposal to speak out for my country. I led Amnesty International's campaigning work in the Horn of Africa for many years, and then left to run One Day Seyoum full-time. I never could have dreamt that the organization would become what it is today. I am so proud of everything we have achieved, despite the constant harassment and attacks by the Eritrean government all the way from where they are. But none of it would have been possible without our incredible community, my team, our members, our supporters, our mentors, some of which are here today. There are too many names to name, but to every single one of you, thank you, thank you, thank you from the deepest bottom of my heart for making One Day Seyoum what it is today. I am so grateful for this recognition and for this committee's decision to shine a light on our struggle, especially as the world continues to ignore the pain of Eritreans. But my work is only possible because of the brave survivors who continue to advocate after they flee the country. It's the greatest honor of my life to be in this movement with all of those survivors, and this recognition belongs to all of us. I want to say thank you to my mother, who has flown in today to support me for this award. Thank you for, from the very beginning, at 5 years old, never making politics something scary that we should shy away from. Thank you for teaching me through your own actions that we're not isolated beings, that we have responsibilities to each other, to strangers, neighbors, friends, and family. Thank you for instilling the greatest sense of confidence in me, for raising me to enter any room at any age, in any country, without any fear or self-doubt, and for constantly encouraging me to do all of this crazy work. It goes without saying that I dedicate this award to my hero, Seyoum Tsehaye, who has remained imprisoned since 2001. We don't know where he is, and we don't know if he's still alive. 24 years have passed, but we will never, ever stop fighting for him. Until the day that Seyoum is free, I vow to continue this work in his name. Thank you.